Hey guys, Nick Ringus here. Today I want to talk to you about mini games, which is a step in the great game of business that at first I didn't really see the importance of them, and I didn't see how powerful they could be. And in fact, when we first launched the great game of business at our agency, it was probably the thing that we didn't get right, the thing that we did the worst. A few things off the top of my head were that we ran too many games right away. It was hard to keep score. Like we had a scoreboard for each one, and it was hard to keep score. It was hard to track our progress on those mini games. And at the time, we lost a few team members. Some people left. Other people got let go. So a few people from each mini game left. So it kind of destroyed those mini games, and they kind of just died. But we want to relaunch a mini game at our company now after watching the Great Game of Business coach for my shadowing session in my certification process. I was watching him talk about the importance of mini games and how they can spark early wins and spark excitement and motivation and momentum in a team. And he went through a bunch of examples and showed the impact that they had, not only financially, but also on the culture. So we have at Apricot, our agency, we have a constraint right now that we've all agreed is sales and new sales opportunities, basically getting appointments with prospects, with ideal prospects, people that are decision makers and have the money to spend on our services. So I'm going to talk about mini games today. I'm going to get into a little presentation that I took from Kevin, the guy Kevin Walter, the GGOB coach that I was shadowing, and I'll also show you the mini game details that we put together so far. It's not quite done, but I just want to share with you the process that we went through so far in creating this new mini game, because I think it's going to be powerful. All right, so let's go over to the screen so I can share my screen with you. So this is like my new favorite tool, and the way that we chose the mini game, and basically the way that we choose anything that we focus on at our agency now is we go through an effort impact map exercise. So there was a bunch of initiatives and things that we wanted to do as a team. So we went around the room and asked each person to rate each initiative, each idea based on effort and impact. And that's how we came up with focusing on the sales one, because we think it will have the highest impact for the lowest effort. And then within sales, we were looking at different lead gen methods or strategies, and we did the same thing. We prioritized them based on the ones that had the lowest cost or effort, and that we thought would have the highest impact or the fastest impact. So that's the effort impact map. Just really good tool to use just about for anything where you're deciding on what to focus on. So then down here, let me get to the mini game. By the way, this is the Get in the Game workbook. Comes with great game coaching. Okay. So the definition of a mini game is a short-term improvement. Their short-term improvement challenges decide to correct a weakness or pursue an opportunity in the company. There is a team goal, a scoreboard, and a reward for winning. So mini games are played to affect the change, reinforce business education, build teamwork, and create a culture of winning. I'll show you this more up close in a slide that I'll show you in a minute, but let's get into kind of the designing the game checklist. There's 10 steps. Just like there are 10 steps to implementing the entire great game, there are 10 steps to implementing a mini game or designing a mini game. Number one is set the objective. So what exactly are you trying to achieve? And then set an improvement goal, X to Y by when. So it's as specific as possible with a deadline. Estimate the benefit. This is important. Sometimes people can't estimate the benefit. I guess it's okay to come up with a mini game where it's more cultural or the change can't be, easily quantified, but still do your best to estimate the benefit, because then you can look back and see what the actual benefit was, and then it'll get you better at predicting and forecasting. So estimating the benefit, hopefully in terms of dollars. Identify the players who will be playing. The only rule for this is who can impact the game, and no one person should be in more than one game. Determine the time frame. It should be anywhere between 6 weeks and 90 days. Create a theme. So the theme could be, this is what makes it fun. So for ours, we're doing a sales and prospecting mini game. So we're probably going to choose a theme around fishing. Down here, build a scoreboard. So you'd actually design a physical scoreboard, one that's an actual scoreboard that you can show to your people if it's remote. Not one that's digital is usually better. A physical scoreboard is typically better. It's more fun. Decide on the rewards and determine an award schedule. So the rewards, it should not be monetary. I know that we're estimating the benefits of the game in its monetary value, but the rewards really should be something that people can look back on even years later and say, you remember that fun mini game we played. So things like trophies or T-shirts, swag, things like that people can hang on to and remember the game by are best. Play the game and then celebrate the win. So how will the win be celebrated? I'll go through the example here that they have. Select the objective, so improving productivity through operator efficiency. Set the improvement goal. They set it from 88 to 95% operator efficiency in 9 weeks. Estimate the benefits, so they put a dollar amount on additional profit. Machine operators and supported by supervisors and management. So those are the people playing the game. And then 9 holes in 9 weeks is the time frame. So it's going to be a golf course theme, which is pretty cool. Here's their scoreboard. So they're essentially going from hole to hole. And I don't really understand it just by looking at it, but I guess that's okay. Decide on the rewards. Cookout scheduled at 4 weeks. Group celebration at the amusement park at 9 weeks. Play the game and celebrate the wins. So let's now go to kind of the presentation, and then I'll show you ours. I'll go through this pretty quickly just to show you some examples. Jack Stack says there are all kinds of games you can set up in a company. Avoid the ones that are divisive. The best games are those that promote teamwork and togetherness, that create a spirit of cooperation. So you don't want to pin people against each other or create competition amongst the team. You want to do it as a team so we win as a team. A short-term improvement challenge. We already talked about what they are. This was small wins add up to big wins. So these are small, quick wins that get your team winning. This was from Tasty Catering, which was the company that Kevin Walter, the GGOB coach, used to own with his family. And through the mini game that they played, sales was up 10% in 90 days and profit was up 142%. So the mini game objective is to affect the change, systems and processes or behavioral. So you don't want to just have it as a one-time event. You want to have something that affects change long term. So these actions can stick with people. They teach people the business or something about the business. So even after the mini game is long gone, people are still doing these behaviors that you've reinforced in the mini game. Reinforce business training, build teamwork, develop a winning attitude, and rewards and gain share. This is an interesting graph. So what happens is basically the focus period after you launch a mini game. So the mini game is the time where you're actually playing the game in this focus period. So the productivity spikes. You get the results right away. There's a spike in performance. Then there's sort of a plateau period after the game. And then, you do get a decline in these behaviors after the game is over a couple months later, but it is still higher, and the performance of the team is still higher in this area than it was even before you played the game. All right, we went through this already. Let's go through a few of the mini game examples and scoreboards. This was This was Kevin's at Tasty Catering, where they wanted to increase sales. And the scoreboard was literally measuring cups, and they filled them up like so. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm sure they do. This was another scoreboard, real performance measure, and they had ops, culinary, and logistics, and it looks like cars dials or control panel. This one was get new customers, 60K in new business. Time frame was 90 days, and the scoreboard looked like this. How hot is CST? There's like a rocket ship going off to the sun, and they were putting these stars up. So I'm sure they knew what it was, but that's just an example. There was a celebration afterwards. This one was GGOB Bingo. The benefit was $228,000, $229,000. And then they set up a bingo board that they used as their scoreboard, which I thought was pretty cool. This one was GGO Batter Up, and the scoreboard, you see how simple it is. It was just a baseball field, and they have these baseballs going around the diamond. Lastly, I'll say this, the 3-second rule. So when you look at the scoreboard, people should know in 3 seconds whether you're winning or losing the game. Just like any sports game, if you look at the scoreboard, you'll know who's winning and who's losing. This is an example of one that I think is a little bit too complicated, where when you first look at it, you don't know if people are winning or losing. It would have been better if they just had a football field and they were moving the ball down the field or something simple like that. Then let's look at ours. The one that we came up with today was objective was to make sales appointments and to get more closed deals. The improvement goal was total appointments by March 31st, 2023. So there's 3 levels. We didn't want to just have one level, so it was either success or failure. We want to have 3 levels and 3 prizes for each level, like 1 prize for each level, and with the best prize coming with the highest level. So 15 appointments, 30 appointments, 45 appointments. The immediate benefit would be 1 new client in the first level, or $3,500 in monthly recurring revenue. 3 new clients would be the middle target. If we had 30 appointments, we signed 3 people, 3 clients. That would be $10,500 in monthly recurring. Or 5 new clients for the top level of 45 appointments would be $17,500 in monthly recurring revenue. Okay. And then the benefit from generating appointments all year long. So if this continued for the remaining 49 weeks of the year, would be 15 new clients, or $52,000 in monthly recurring, or $630,000 in additional annual revenue. We have the players here. We have the time frame. The theme is probably going to be fishing. So now we just have to come up with the rewards and the scoreboard. So the scoreboard is not here. I don't know why it's not a part of the PDF, but because the PDF had it separated right here. So that's why I forgot to put it down. But so we still have to create the scoreboard, come up with the rewards, and launch the game. We're already playing the game because this is our objective for our sales team anyway. But we're just gamifying it and coming up with a scoreboard so that we can have some rewards tied to it and make it fun and something that people will remember. Okay, so that was mini game creation at our agency and what we're doing right now. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to reach out, and thanks for watching.